Hello and welcome back to Mr. or Her Music. Today we are having a look at reading notes on the Treble Clef Stave. So let's get started with a recap. You are going to need to know the 4 note values for today's task, so let's go through them. The first note value we looked at was a semi-breathe. It's worth 4 beats and it looks like a squished circle. The second note value we looked at was a minim. It's held for 2 beats. It looks like a squished circle, but it has a stem on the side. Next note, a crotchet. It's held for 1 beat. It's a squished circle that this time has been coloured in with a stem up the side. And our final note is a quaver. It's held for half a beat. It's a squished circle with a stem up the side and a tail. Quickly then, let's look at the stems again because you're going to need to know this. If a note's below the middle line, then the stems go up and they're on the right side. If it's above the middle line, the stems go down, and you have to pick that middle note if you want your stem to go up or down. So that's your choice when you're writing your music. So let's have a look at reading notes on the stave. Well, the first thing we need to look at is the musical alphabet. And here's a keyboard, and here is our musical alphabet. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then starts again all the way up the piano. Same for every instrument. A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the main notes. Now, you can see there's some black notes on the keyboard there. They're sharps and flats. We'll come to them at a different time, but for now, we're not going to worry about sharps and flats. We're just going to look at the main notes and where they are on the treble clef stave. Let's start with the notes for the lines then. So, the bottom line of our 5 is E. The next one is G. Then we've got B. Then we have D. And finally, F. How are you going to remember them? Well, there's loads of different sayings that are used, and this is the one that I'm using at the moment. Every green bus drives fast. E, G, B, D, F. Every green bus drives fast. And to help me remember, I use my hand quite a lot, so I put my hand out in front of me. I start at the bottom. Every green bus drives fast. So I know where each of the notes are. E, G, B, D, F. Now, as you can see on your hand, you've got gaps between each finger, same as we have gaps on the stave, the spaces. So let's look at the notes of our spaces. We've got F, A, C, and E. It spells face. So my saying is face in the space. So that's our spaces. F, A, C, E. Now if we put all of those notes together in order on the stave, here they are. You can see the lines and spaces all fit next to each other quite nicely. And they are the notes that we're going to be looking at. So I think you need a challenge. And your challenge is going to be this. I have written some words. It's on a worksheet you can download below for your task. But I've written some words, and what you need to do is work out what the letters are. So here's the first word. The first note, so we've got our treble clef at the beginning, and our first letter, our first note, is in a space. You can see that it's between 2 lines. So you can use your hand if you want, or you can just work this out if you've already got that fast. F, A, C, E. We know it's in the second space, so let's work our way up. F, A. A is the note for the second space, which means it must be A. Let's look at the next note. It's not in a space, so it has to be one of our notes on the lines. Every green bus drives fast. We know it's on the second line up. Every green, the note must be G. And let's look at our last letter there. It's in a space, and it's in the top space. F, A, C, E, so the note must be E. So my first musical word that I've written is age. Let's have a look at a longer word, shall we? This will help us get even better. And what have we got here? Our first note is in a space. 1, 2, 3 or 4. It is in space number 3. Let's work out what letter it is. If you haven't already got it, here we go. F, A, C. Third space up, it is C. Our second note is also in a space. It's in the second space, so we work our way up if we haven't already worked it out. F, A. So we've got A next. Now, our next two notes are both in the same place, so they're going to be the same note, and they're on a line. Every green bus drives fast, so let's work our way up. Every green bus, because we're on the middle line, so it must be B. And we've got two B's. Now the next note, there's two ways we can work this out. One, we can have a look and see that actually we've already used that note, so we should be able to work out what it is. Or we can go back to using our hand or just working out on the paper. F, A, because we know it's in the second space. We've got A. Here's a note we haven't had a look at yet. So, second line, every green bus drives fast, E, G, B, D, F. We know second line is G, every green. And finally we have the bottom line, which is E. So I'm going to set you a challenge. Your challenge is going to be to work out some musical words. If you haven't downloaded the worksheet already, it's there. If you can't print it off, don't worry. You can just open up the worksheet and then just write your answers down on a piece of paper, or you could remember them if you want, and complete the musical story and the words. Good luck, this is tough. If you find it really difficult, just watch this video again, especially the first 2 minutes where I explain what all of the different notes are, where they are on the stave. Good luck and have fun.